Hello, my name is Monique Dominguez, and in my PowerPoint here, it is called How the Environment Alters Young Adults' Mental Health. Here we have the background information. It says the environment plays a crucial role on young adults' mental health. Whether outdoors or indoors, one's feelings can be determined by factors of natural environments and artificial or isolated environments. Being outdoors in a spacious and green atmosphere can provide rejuvenated strength and a clear mindset. As for being indoors for long periods of time, it can cause one to feel depressed, lonely, or create a lack of motivation in daily life. Background and scope of the issue. So, this quote that I found here in one of the scholarly resources states that adolescents, a vulnerable population, have been carrying on their school curriculums online and conducting daily activities indoors since the outbreak of COVID-19 in China. This lifestyle transformation and threat of being infected may cause depressive and anxious disorders. The female adolescents showed higher risk of depression and anxiety during COVID-19. The elder adolescents in our sample were more depressed than the younger ones. So basically, being outdoors can release that stress. Being indoors can be can affect your lifestyle. And as we can see from this quote, during COVID, it has been affecting people and mostly female adolescents, which shows the risk of depression and anxiety. So, some current statistics and changes in recent years. So, for this one here, it says mental health and addiction problems affect more than 1 billion people globally and are estimated to cost over $6 trillion by 2030. People with mental health problems are at greater risk of developing life-limiting health conditions such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity. So, as we can see from this quote here, the environment and atmosphere can also affect one's mental health and even physical health. As it says here, when people have these mental health problems, they can be at risk for developing different types of diseases. And so being outdoors can help someone with their mental health to lower those risks of diseases. Right here we just have some statistics in this video. If you would like to watch this video, here it is.
There's something simple we can all do to think more sharply, have more mental energy, concentrate more effectively, be less stressed, plus lose weight, get more vitamin D, possibly even live longer. It's not by taking a magic pill. It's by taking the time to get outside. But research indicates there's a difference between strolling around a city block and losing yourself among the trees. Dr. Sanjay Gupta explains how nature factors in to potentially living a longer life.
I guess it was Kermit the Frog that said, "It's not easy being green," but I'm here to tell you that being green can help you live longer. There's plenty of data to show that we living creatures need to be spending time outdoors, and we just don't get enough of it. There was a study out of Harvard and Brigham and Women's Hospital. They looked at 100,000 nurses over many, many years, and what they found was that women who lived in the greenest areas had a 12% reduced risk of early death as compared to women who did not. They found lower rates of certain types of mental illness, lower rates of depression, lower rates of anxiety, and just lowered their rates of some of these mental illnesses. Look, if you're outside as opposed to inside, there is one absolute benefit that you're going to get, and that is that you're less likely to be sitting. People have said that sitting is the new smoking. Here's an easy way to avoid it. Get outside.
There's something simple we
Okay, so right here in the critical analysis and commentary, we are going to now talk about some of the disadvantages of being outdoors. There are many benefits. However, there are disadvantages as well, such as, hazardous things in the environment that can affect one, such as pollution, radiation, allergens, risk of injury, like a car accident, or when you're playing outside and you scrape a knee, and so much more. So here I found another quote which states, although engaging in outdoor activity is associated with numerous health benefits, our environment also contains many hazards that may be detrimental to our health. So like I said, there are risks of being outdoors, and it does affect one's mental health in a positive way, but there are negative risks of being out there. I also added a photo here, which are some things that one can be prepared when going outside for nature. It says flash flooding, so when there's heavy rainfall, it can cause flooding. People can use caution when hiking or the canyons or camping near streams and rivers. Just, making sure to bring your rain boots and being prepared for being in the rain. Excessive heat is another risk factor of being outdoors. Bring extra water, remain hydrated, sunscreen, loose fitting clothing, take breaks in the shade, as being outdoors can also cause heat stroke and other things such as that. Lightning, if you hear lightning or see thunder or anything, you can immediately go to an enclosed building, and avoid isolated tall trees or ridge tops. Like I said, there are many risk factors of being outdoors, so one can take the precautions before going out. More on this critical analysis and commentary, I found another quote which states how research on the effects of nature on adult mental health of adults indicates that spending time in nature can reduce depressive symptoms and stress, increase quality of life and mood, and improve mental health. Research exploring participation in nature-based recreation shows positive effects of life satisfaction, positive emotional experience, and reduction of depression. So being outdoors is very beneficial, and mental health and life satisfaction as well. So more on the critical analysis and commentary. Another quote states, when people were in a quarantine, they found that there were different levels of depressive symptoms. The restorative effect of viewing nature from a window, which causes a series of biological responses. So basically, this is something that is also scientific, and how being outdoors, even just looking out the window, can cause people to lower their symptoms of depression and anxiety and things like that. I also added a cute picture of this dog here, looking out the window. He looks a little sad, so hopefully you can cheer up by looking out the window as well. So that is some of the critical analysis and commentary. I will now move on to the discussions and conclusions here. So it says, we have similar findings align with our study's findings, suggesting that more natural green spaces on campuses may offer greater psychological restoration than artificial spaces. So being outdoors can promote psychological restoration more so than being indoors in artificial or isolated spaces. As you can see in this picture I put here, there is a professor teaching a class outdoors to college students, and they're taking notes, and this could be a great and beneficial way to lower anxiety in young college students, as they are already going through a lot of stress with schoolwork, maybe even working, And so being outdoors can release those, like I said in the slide before, how it is also scientific, and it can release, have a series of biological responses, an increase in alpha wave and parasympathetic activity, which could lead to better mental health. So, more for discussions and conclusions. Spending time outdoors in green and or blue spaces was recognized as contributing to people's well-being and offered mental health service users opportunities to feel restored, enjoy nature, be active, and have social contact. Spending time outdoors can even allow one to lift their spirits, choose healthier eating habits. It can affect one not only mentally, but physically, emotionally, spiritually, because when you're outdoors, you're able to think clear-headed and you can make better decisions in any area of your life. These here are some of my references that I included. If you would like to go over those, which are throughout the PowerPoint that I read, and I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Thank you so much.